Had a great time climbing the sour cherry tree that was in our garden when I was a young boy. Yeah, I can remember that. I can't really remember what I had for lunch yesterday, but I can remember what happened all of those decades ago. I remember picking the cherries and looking for ones with double stems so that I can, for some inexplicable reason, hang them over my ears. Who would have thought that one day in the future I would be scrutinizing the scientific literature for studies about the health benefits of drinking the juice that was squeezed from those sour cherries? And plenty of literature there. I wish one day I would come across a paper on nutrition that doesn't end with more study is needed. That, however, is unlikely and is certainly not the case with tart cherry consumption. Since the chemical reactions that go on in our body all the time, and which basically constitute life, are to a large extent dependent on what we eat, it is not surprising that just about everything that goes into our mouth has been investigated in terms of its effect on our health. Fruits and vegetables have been particularly inviting targets because of the large number of compounds they contain, many of which, at least in the lab or in animal trials, have been linked with benefits. Tart cherries are a case in point. Because in addition to numerous polyphenols with their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties, they also contain melatonin, the hormone that is produced in the pineal gland and regulates the sleep-wake cycle. Melatonin supplements are widely used and they supposedly aid in combating sleep problems. So it was natural that researchers would be interested in the potential sleep inducing properties of tart cherry juice. Indeed, there have been numerous studies, but the results are difficult to interpret because some have used juice, some concentrated extracts, others tart cherry powder. The studies are of different duration, involve generally a small number of subjects, and use different measures of the effect on sleep. In general, drinking a glass of juice an hour before going to bed seems to have a mild effect, but the evidence is not conclusive. It is difficult to reconcile any effect with melatonin content because a glass of juice contains about 3 to 4 micrograms, an amount roughly 1,000 times less than that in melatonin pills. Of course, it is possible that some other components in the juice may improve sleep due to their anti-inflammatory or antioxidant effect. Keep in mind, though, that a glass of juice, about 250 milliliters, has about 25 grams of sugar. It may be tasting somewhat sour, but it still has a lot of sugar. Cherry juice has also been studied for other possible effects. Some trials have shown improved exercise performance and relief of sore muscles. Others found a reduction in blood pressure or favorable changes in the gut microbiome, but none of these are compelling. Remember that other foods have also been examined for potential sleep-inducing effects. For example, a study showed that eating Atlantic salmon 3 times a week for 5 months increases sleep latency. Another one found that milk fermented with Lactobacillus helveticus improves sleep. Yet another noted that consuming 2 kiwi fruits 1 hour before bedtime for 4 weeks improves sleep onset and total sleep time. None of these are compelling either, but they all get counted when it comes to the number of publications produced by a researcher. That matters in terms of academic prestige, whether the papers have any practical significance or not. Most do not. And that for today is our cup of cherry juice.